Hey, what's up guys, my name is Charlie. Today we're going to be reacting to some more Nostalgia Critic, and it's going to be Gargoyles. Oh boy, this should be interesting because I have never watched Gargoyles before. I don't know if it's a movie or a TV series or whatsoever. So I'm in the dark here, so I don't know what this is going to be all about, but I know what Gargoyles is, so to speak. On those little statues with scary faces with wings, they look like little devil dominion things. That's what I remember from Gargoyles. Yeah, let's check out this video, shall we? Let's go.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to.
Okay, see what this is
Disney
all
has
about.
certainly gone through its ups and downs in terms of TV, hasn't it? That's to say it wasn't always the onslaught of popular sitcom slash rockstar Barbie dolls it is today. Example, Disney once had a 2-hour block of programming called the Disney Afternoon. It started off strong
I've
with
seen
shows
this.
like DuckTales, Tailspin,
Oh,
and Chip and
DuckTales
Dale
I've
vs.
seen, yeah.
Rangers. But after a while,
Chip
the
and Dale
shows
scene.
started to slip in popularity, with less successful programs like Quack Pack, Bonkers, and that
Doug.
show that must never be named. So Disney
I
decided to
just
take
named
an approach
it
they'd
Doug.
never done before, an action series. Something that had no talking animals or cutesy scenarios that Disney was usually associated with. Their
Oh,
answer
boy.
was a surprisingly well-written series simply known as Gargoyles.
Gargoyles.
Often seen as Disney's answer to the Batman cartoon, Gargoyles was dark, serious, and very complex. The
Oh,
stories
damn.
were epic and the characters were fleshed out. Well, scaled out. So why was Gargoyles such a kick-ass show? Lots of reasons. And you probably want to know what they are.
Yeah, I do.
Let's stretch out our wings and fly right into Gargoyles.
Okay.
So it starts out in present-day New York as bits of debris are dropped down upon passing bystanders. So they call up Detective Elisa Mazza to investigate, the only cop who for some reason has blue hair. Imagine. She's curious as to what could be causing all that horrible destruction.
Claw marks? What could be strong enough to leave claw marks in solid stone?
Gargoyles, I'm guessing?
Orcs?
The lineage of the sporks goes on for several eons. In fact, we predate the dinosaurs.
Damn. Lord
So we flash back 1,000 years ago to Scotland, where the
Okay.
ancient battle for this castle, I guess, is being fought by whoever the hell these guys are, because
Who's that?
they really want it. I don't know. There's like no detail in this backstory. It's just people with swords doing what people
Yeah,
with swords do.
it's
Give
just
any guy a sword
kids
and they
don't
wanna go
care
kill
at this
someone.
point. They're not into the story.
They
just wanna see explosions.
But it turns out those stone gargoyles aren't just there for decoration. By
Oh.
daytime, they're stone, but when the sun goes down, they break through the rock and become the defenders of the castle.
Damn.
So they're like
Badass.
stone vampires?
Hmm.
No, I didn't mean like that. Never mind.
That's stone vampires.
So the leader of the clan is called Goliath, who I
Goliath.
swear has the coolest freaking voice of all time.
You are trespassing.
Yeah,
They're
that's-
not far ahead.
that's pretty
I can
badass
scare
voice.
Those cowards away without any
Reminds me
help.
of
I don't know who that actor's wife is, but I bet she plays a lot
Reminds me of a video game
70s
voice.
music when he's around.
Remember, you and I are one. Now and forever.
Oh boy. Oh boy, that's
There's other
creepy.
gargoyles too, but for some reason they don't have names. I guess they just associate them by their common action team stereotypes.
What is it? Are we being attacked again?
Look, it's the fat one!
The tricks are very late for horses.
Guessing that was
carrying
supposed to be the
armored
funny
men.
one.
How you doing over there, old one?
Not afraid, are you? I can see why.
My, the prissy one is in rare form today.
Let us go out in force and put an end to these pigs once and for all.
Hey, how you doing, incredibly big boobied one?
This sounds
Oh,
like
there's
Troy
also
from Star Trek.
a gargoyle dog. How the hell does that work? I mean, are the gargoyle cats?
Just like Troy
too?
from Star Trek, The
My
Next
guess is it's
Generation.
not really a dog, but a normal gargoyle
Yeah,
that was
voice.
just born with special needs. Leave him alone, he just likes to walk like that. So I guess the castle is run by the princess, insert pretty name here.
I took the liberty of asking them to appear and be recognized for their bravery.
We are most seriously displeased to allow beasts in the dining hall.
These are unnatural creatures. No good can come from associating with them.
Damn.
Except saving our asses on a daily basis. Hi? I mean, I know prejudice gets stronger the further back you go, but why do they hate these guys? They make house security systems look like the traps from Home Alone.
You are as good a soldier as the Philistine giant who fought David.
You do well to remember, Captain, that the biblical Goliath was also a bully and a savage.
To be fair, they only eat 5 school children a week. That's not bad.
Goliath, we owe you our lives.
Isn't he made out of stone, so why does he need a
every
bandage?
day.
But all was not meant to be. When the true mythical story continues, drug abuse and thousand-year-old curses. For indeed there is trouble about, as Goliath's best human friend leads him away from the castle so he can sabotage the weapons. Goliath finds out too late as the sun rises and freezes our heroes.
Damn.
Do they ever freeze in an embarrassing pose? Like one of them's just standing there taking a whiz and then suddenly, oh shit, the sun, mother!
Yeah.
So the bad guys storm the castle, take everybody prisoner, and even destroy all the stone statues of the gargoyles.
Damn.
Yeah, maybe you should have, I don't know, hid yourselves or something!
Yeah.
I mean, why display yourselves in the middle of the day in plain vulnerable sight?
Yeah.
That's pretty cocky, guys. Do you also make taunting motions before the sun comes up? So Goliath returns and finds all his warriors smashed into cigarette butts.
Of course.
There's only 3 others who survived, as well as that weird gargoyle dog, because they were sealed in a hidden shelter earlier.
Of
So
course.
the gargoyles take what's left of their clan and do a hunt down for vengeance, while the bad guys talk with the princess and her wizardly Legolas impersonator.
You blackguard! No! My spells!
Now, which one of these fair maidens do you want? I'll take the albino. She has far more delicate features. But the princess escapes as the gargoyles fly in to whip some Viking-ish ass.
Zool, motherfucker, zool!
This is weird.
But the wizard guy thinks the princess is dead and the gargoyles are to blame. So he casts a spell on them to turn them into stone permanently. But in actuality, Goliath saves the princess while the villains slip off a cliff to their deaths. You know, for a Disney cartoon, a lot of people sure do get the axe. This is like 5 single fathers and 3 Bambi mothers.
I've been denied everything, even my revenge!
And on top
Damn,
of that, I think
he's
I
pissed.
have a splinter! Well, at least nothing else can go wrong. Oh, God!
What sorcery is this?
So the wizard realizes his mistakes and regrets that he can't reverse the spell.
Damn.
You turned him to stone forever?
The terms of the spell were that they would sleep until the castle rises above the clouds.
Granted, it's a weak loophole, but it holds up nonetheless. So, yeah, it hasn't exactly been the best week for Goliath. Thus, he tells the wizard to cast his spell one last time so that he can at least be reunited with his frozen brothers. Connection? Cut to years later when a millionaire named Xanatos, played by Riker from Star Trek, actually goes to the trouble of raising the castle above the clouds, resulting in probably the most epic yawn of all time.
I knew there was someone in here from Star Trek.
You are the one called Goliath?
Yes.
But my friends call me.
There's always someone from Star Trek in a
long
TV
has it
series.
This may be a shock. 1,000 years have gone by since the spell was cast.
Damn.
The Magus who cursed you wrote the whole story down in there.
I was fascinated by the Magus' story. I wanted to see if it was true.
Why have you done all this?
I'm eccentric.
Rat Race.
Explains all about this new world
Rat Race
adventure,
was
while
good.
Detective Manza from earlier explores what was causing all that falling
I
debris.
think that was adoption
Sorry,
of
pal,
It's
but
a
this
Mad
investigation isn't
World
over
or something
yet.
like that.
Don't tell me this is where Dracula shows up. A good laugh would be worth a lot of money right about now.
You know, for a snoop, I sure do talk to myself a lot.
Damn. You're fucked. Let me
So
guess,
Goliath
everyone
dives
starts
down
clapping.
and catches her and does his best to explain who they are.
My kind have no names, but you humans call me Goliath.
Your kind?
Goliath.
You mean there's more than one of you?
Barely.
We treat the mentally disabled one as a dog, so I don't know if that counts. So he climbs back up the building, carrying her along with him.
Wow, nice way to do a lot of damage.
Oi!
Oh god,
okay,
you gotta
so
be
that part
joking.
didn't happen.
Oh, I was gonna say that's
Gargoyles
ridiculous.
and becomes sort of the April O'Neil of the group.
I fell for that. I thought
You know,
it was gonna happen again.
This starts off a quasi-romance between Goliath and Elisa, which I always thought was kind of weird. I mean, what would the kids look like?
Mm.
No, not gonna think about it.
Made of human and
just erase it from my memory.
I wonder what oh,
How
Jesus.
come my mind never does what I tell it to? So, if there's ever a time-traveling fish-out-of-water story, you know there's gotta be a few scenes where they interact comically with modern technology. But to the show's credit, it's pretty downplayed. They usually only do it when these three are around.
Thank God.
What do you suppose this does? Hey! Hey, let me out!
And this is funny because...
But it's decided that the Gargoyles really do need names, so they decide to name themselves after the famous city landmarks.
Does the sky need a name? Does the river?
The river's called the Hudson.
Fine, lass. Then I will be the Hudson as well.
Because it's all dirty and often very smelly. Just like me.
Brooklyn. I'm Brooklyn.
Broadway.
Oh, boy.
Lexington. Do you like it?
They're all fine names. I guess he'll need one as well now.
Oh, I've got one for him too.
Scruffy.
He'll be New York Metropolitan Sewer System.
Damn.
Bronx. I think he likes it.
By the way, am I the only one that thought Lexington should have been named Queens? Oh, I gotta stop picking on him. So, in a surprise twist, Goliath's old flame returns as well. Only this time she's called Demona, voiced by another Star Trek actor, the one who played Troy.
I knew it. I knew that was her.
And she wants revenge.
I said that earlier that
it
it sounded like from Star Trek.
We have no human friends, nor should we. Humanity
I
is
knew
a
the
poison
Star
that
Trek
must be
characters
purged
was in
from
this. You could
planet.
hear
I
it.
want you to get rid of
God,
the
I'm such a
humans.
Star Trek nerd.
Humanity is our enemy, Goliath.
Yeah, but we make such good porn. You gotta give us that. Sort of like a female Magneto, Demona actually becomes one of the great cartoon villains. Always vengeful and always cold, with that great brooding voice.
If you are not my ally, then you are my enemy.
Yeah. He's a
It turns out
badass in
Xanatos
this.
becomes a villain too, always hatching diabolical schemes to gain more power and control, but always staying suave and savvy.
Go ahead. Without me, you'd still be gathering moss.
Commander
the
Riker
plot
was
to
always
Gargoyles, as they constantly fight not only Demona and Xanatos,
that
but a
charm.
whole slew of other baddies. The stories were sometimes episodic, but mostly intertwined. The best ones being about Demona's past and how she survived all these centuries. For example, there's one episode where Demona goes back in time and tries to convince herself to kill Goliath and wage war on all humanity. But the hopeful Demona of the past doesn't want to believe that she becomes the vengeful Demona of the future. This is actually a really clever idea.
The humans did this, and you can stop it. Destroy all the humans. Rule the gargoyles, rule the world. I am what you will become. I will never be like you. I do not wish to hurt you, and I do not wish to be you.
And I don't wish for you to hurt you while I'm you. There's also episodes with mythical characters like King Arthur and Puck, but again, they don't make them as cheesy as it sounds. They actually give them the dignity that a lot of these myths already had. That's pretty impressive for a kid's show. But I think my favorite episode is the one called Future Tense, where Goliath arrives in the future and all hell broke loose as Xanatos has apparently taken over. Trying to set things right, all the gargoyles get killed and slaughtered by Xanatos' army.
Damn.
But then it turns out Xanatos is really a computer with all the memories of the original person.
Wow.
But then it turns out it wasn't Xanatos at all. It was Lexington, who's become overtaken by madness. But then it turns out it was all an illusion by Puck to try and get a mythical emblem from Goliath. And then it turns out it may or may not have been a dream. And then it turns out that Goliath is a woman. Okay, that didn't happen, but
that
you
is
get the idea.
insane
This
plot
show was filled
twist.
with plot twists and surprise endings that actually all seemed to add up. They didn't seem forced or contrived.
Yeah, it's
Just
crazy.
might be fun after all.
Oh, by the way, did I mention that Puck is voiced by Data, also from Star Trek?
Yeah.
Good God, they should just make
It
the
sounded
credits look
familiar.
Like this.
Yeah, it sounded like Data. I had a feeling, but I didn't want to say that. Because I was thinking it looks like the guy looks like out of Zelda or something like that.
After the first two
Lord of the
seasons
Rings
such a big
cartoon
hit, they
or
went
something.
into their next and final season called The Goliath Chronicles. This is where I kind of remember it getting weird. It wasn't horrible, but it just wasn't as strong as it used to be. Xantos is now a full-time friend, Demona was rarely seen, and the villains were replaced by these weird sort of gargoyle KKK rejects called
Damn.
That's really lame. The stories were a lot weaker too. For example, there's an episode where Broadway becomes a TV star, and another one where Goliath actually goes on trial. I wouldn't be surprised if there was an episode entitled Shark Jumping in You. But I remember the original shows, and they were always gripping and clever. It's funny because this show came on when I was in the middle of high school, around the point when you kind of stop watching kids' cartoons.
Yeah.
So the rare time someone would mention this show, I'd be like, what? I don't know any But in secret, I would actually watch every one of them, because it was just that good. I don't know if it really changed anything in terms of kids' shows like Batman or Animaniacs, but it was certainly a welcome detour from what Disney usually did. It really stood on its own and created some really wonderful and really unique stories. Gargoyles is a blast from the past that is sure to live on in the future. I'm the Nostalgia Critic, I remember it so you don't have to.
Okay. Damn. Yeah, I knew all the Star Trek. There was a lot of Star Trek characters in this. I could hear the voices. I mean, Jonathan Frakes, and I could hear Troy's voice as well. And Data, I thought Data was in it. But I wasn't quite sure. I was like, I may be wrong about that one. But yeah, I mean, damn. I've never watched this before. Gargoyles. I've never seen like the cartoon TV series, so to speak. But from what I've observed from this, I would totally watch it. I'm actually really fascinated. Apart from he spoiled it, and he kind of gave away, you know, a lot about it because, you know, it turns out it was a plot within a plot within a plot within a plot. It spoiled it a bit, but yeah, I would actually watch this. It's very fascinating. I wouldn't have watched it during high school, unfortunately. But I mean, yeah, I can't think of anything bad to say about this, to be honest. I can't say, oh, it's terrible, oh, it's dreadful, God, no, spare us from this. It actually looked very respectable, and I'm actually kind of shocked, because the Nostalgia Critic normally only reviews these god-awful, terrible movies or TV series and stuff like that. And actually, this one was actually a very respectable cartoon TV series or animation, so to speak. So I'm actually in shock that he actually had something nice to say. So yeah, I would definitely watch the Gargoyles if I had it available on Netflix or anything like that. Because I don't have it on DVD or VHS or anything like that, so I don't know where to watch it. But I'll probably check it out. Honestly, I'll look it up later and see what it has to offer. Even though it's been a bit spoiled for me, but I like this sort of stuff. This dark, heroic tales and stuff like that. This is sort of my style, if I do have a style. But because I really enjoy terrible stuff, don't I? I always enjoy. It's a weird thing. I always enjoy the terrible movies, and the good movies I don't like, or something like that. I have a weird taste on them. But yeah, I would say Gargoyles, from what I've observed, it looks respectable. I have nothing to complain about it, and it looks like the Nostalgia Critic didn't find any problems with it, and which was shocking. So yeah, did you ever watch this when you grew up or something like that? Because I grew up watching Ghostbusters and what was that Fantastic Four cartoon. I grew up with those. I didn't never watch the Gargoyles. I don't think I ever watched that. I was probably in high school at the time. But yeah, let's end the video here, and let's say thank God he's finally reviewed something lovely and nice. You know, something that doesn't hurt your brainstem. But yeah, if you like this video, make sure to give a like, comment down below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you're enjoying my content. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.